We listened to this podcast this morning. Another podcast review from Jesse and Bree.
Hey.
We listened to this podcast this morning. Actually, no, you know what? I want to talk about a different podcast I listened to.
We have so many choices.
Alright, so I listened to Real AF the other day, and they were talking about the Tucker Carlson January 6th release, and so like how Tucker Carlson literally cut down videos that he somehow got from like a Republican representative or something, and it literally shows what happened on January 6th and how peaceful it actually was, and like that it wasn't crazy, it wasn't what we saw in the media. And it's funny because the media is now trying to spin it. Like if you Google the Tucker Carlson January 6th video, it's like CNN and Daily Mail and like all these other like news sources that are saying how he downplayed January 6th and like just attacking him for they kept saying cherry picking. They're cherry picking the videos, cherry picking, and it's like, no, this is the video. And it's just crazy to me that the media doesn't want us to believe what we're seeing with our own eyes. They're trying to tell us what we're seeing is wrong. Just like we have Instagram telling us disinformation. And I just saw a tweet from Elon Musk about it, and he's like, if what your own eyes see is disinformation, then wow, Instagram's really trying to tell us what we see. And it's like, it's just crazy that these platforms are trying to tell us what we see isn't the actual truth and real, and like trying to make us not believe our own eyes and question literally our own existence and reality. And it goes on to just kind of show like social media is a fake world. It's not the real world, and so many of us just live in social media land and don't participate in the real world. And I think that's part of the big problem in the world, is how many people are in their phone like this and they're not actually having face-to-face conversations, or when they are on their phone consuming, it's not anything of quality or of value. And so you're just consuming trash, and then so that then transpires into your real life where you're just consuming like trash everywhere, nutritionally, mentally, visually, and you're consuming all of these things that just aren't productive to your growth as a human or where you want to go or where you want to be. And I just think it's really important that we're mindful of how much we consume, because we're consuming out in the real world too, as we spend our dollars and go to restaurants and businesses, and we're just consuming everywhere. It's like we're just a constant consumer.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I love to shop, I love to buy things, but especially since I've moved, I've had to be real mindful about money. And when I go out and I like we were just at the mall today, and we just went to this really cool like rock store, gems and stones, and like I wish I could have taken all of them out, but then I have to ask myself, is buying this rock today going to help me get closer to my goal tomorrow? Is going out to eat at this restaurant or drink at the bar or like go to all these festivals, there's a lot of things we want to do, but is that really going to get us closer where we want to go? And as much as we want it, like the instant gratification isn't always worth it. You feel good in that moment. Yeah, I took this shiny rock home, but then like that money could have been saved up for my car or for like the trips that we have planned. And it's just like we have to be really mindful of not only how we think but how we act too, and how we carry ourselves.
I believe that also comes with staying focused on your purpose and your goals. Like anytime I spend money, I'm like, do I have this money to spend right now? And a lot of that came from the person that I'm seeing, who he constantly is like, are you living outside your means? Like, you're trying to buy a house, are you saving the equivalent of a mortgage payment every month? And I was like, wow, no, I'm not. I am living outside my means. Crap. So he's really allowed me to create this discipline in this area of my life where I've never really had discipline. I've never had discipline over my finances. I had insane credit card debt, filed bankruptcy at 21. Like, my finances have always been a wreck, and so for me to have a savings account and be close to paying my car off and continuing to save money towards a mortgage, I think it's just very impactful and very important to understand that it doesn't matter how you've been or who you've been and where you've come from. It matters in how are you going to move forward from that person and to become who it is that you want to be and step into that person that it is you want to be. How are you going to continue to grow and develop and get to what it is that you want, how are you going to create that discipline? And I think it just is you showing up each day and staying in line with who it is you are and who you want to be, and that purpose and that long-term goal. Because a lot of our actions are made with a short-term mindset. We're looking at tomorrow or next week or next payday or next year or next vacation or whatever it is, right? Rather than looking at, okay, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, like, where do I want to be? And I was that same exact way. It wasn't until the last like 3-4 years where I started actually looking at, okay, where do I want to be 5 years from now, 10 years from now? Who do I want to be? What is my calling? What is my purpose? And where am I going? And I think it's when you start asking yourself these questions and having in-depth conversation with yourself around these questions, it really allows you to gain a deeper understanding and knowledge as to why you failed before at anything that you've tried to commit to. Like, where is your failing points? Where are they at? And how are you your biggest adversary in getting towards your goals? And just being clear and concise about that, I think that is what's going to allow you to grow and develop and become who it is that you want to be. So that's that little message that I want to share with you guys today. Like Andy Frisella says, if you gain value, share this directly with a friend, share it with a family member. You know, that's how little channels like mine grow, is when we share it with somebody that can also gain value from it. And yeah, leave a comment down below, your thoughts, comments, concerns, and if you're liking these videos that I've been posting. And I'll be chatting with you guys soon. Bye. Carol.